Har Har Gange and Namaskaram, Sadhguru ji. Such a pleasure to have you right here at the Kumbh, and we're meeting after 12 long months. Last year, before the Pran Pratishtha of Ram Mandir, and now this January 2025 we meet again.
Fantastic.
Sadhguru ji, you've been through ups and downs with your health. First and foremost, I want to ask you, you've gone through those medical challenges. How are you? Your viewers, followers want to know, Sadhguru ji, sab theek hai?
Everything is fantastic, and I went through 2 emergency surgeries, and well, I banged myself a little bit in the head. So
you banged it quite hard, because the reports that we were hearing, you know, really kept us breathless as well as worried.
Right through my life, all the things that I do, I've had innumerable injuries. You know, many fractures and injuries all along, right from my age of 10, 11, but never really cracked my head. So this was a graduation, kind of.
This Kumbh is supposed to be a very auspicious Kumbh, because it's the planetary movements are such that they happen once in 144 years. Can you break this down for the common man on what is so special about this Kumbh?
Mahakumbh, or the Kumbh, is not something of recent origin. It's been on for millennia. There are many records of it way back, but one clearly written record is probably Yuan-Song, the Chinese traveler who came. He says in those days, that's in 3rd century, which is 1700 years ago, he says there are over 500,000 people for the Mahakumbh at that time. 500,000 people 1700 years ago, when probably the country's population must have been 4 or 5 crores, I don't know. Because at the beginning of 1947 we were 33 crores. 1700 years ago we could not have been 3 to 4 crores people. In that 500,000, 500,000 people coming for this. See, now UP government and of course our Yogi ji has given a massive call to people all over the world to come. But for these thousands of years nobody gave a call. People just saw the calendar and they know this is the time to go, and they converged. The people are not here to buy a ticket to heaven. They are not looking for the pleasures of the heaven. They are here for mukti, for liberation. There is no civilization on the planet which has looked at life this way. When I say looked at life this way, see, whatever we want in our lives, when you're in school you want one thing, when you go to college you want another thing, like this it goes on. But human intelligence is such, you don't have to go through all those things. Sitting in one place, you can take yourself through all that. Everything that you ever want, if everything arrives here right now, you will see still you're not fulfilled. So, people know that no matter what longing looks like, my life depends on this right now, but if it happens, it is not the important thing, it's the next thing. So…
Greed.
Don't call it greed, it is longing to expand. Longing to become free from one boundary to another boundary to another boundary. So this is a civilization which nurtures that longing. It doesn't teach you any philosophy. It doesn't give you an absolute, this is the way to do, this is the way to do. You can do whatever. Yogaratova, bogaratova. Somehow make it, through yoga or boga. Somehow get liberated. That's what drives everybody here.
Today there is opposition about the Kumbh, that why do you need to go there? You know, it has been hijacked by a political party. What do you think about this surround sound that happens?
See, nobody ever forced somebody to go to Kumbh. Somebody doesn't want to go, it's fine. Freedom can't be forced upon you. We can force you into a prison. We can't force you into freedom, isn't it? Mukti cannot be forced upon you, bondage can be forced upon you. So, they don't want to, it's fine. Or maybe they're fine without Kumbh, that is also fine with me.
What would you say to those who today say, Ram teri Ganga maili ho gayi? The water is not good, the Ganga is not good,
well,
the Yamuna is not good.
It is definitely not as good as it was. We have to make it better. In the last 4-5 years, it's much better because over 100 treatment plants have been set up. The towns which were directly letting their sewage into the thing has all been stopped. The tanneries which were polluting seriously have been stopped. In the last 7 years, Yogi ji has done wonders for Ganga. The Namami Gange project, which has 4 branches in it, they have done wonders to it. Is it enough? No. Lot more has to be done because this is very, very important. Ganga basin accounts for 26% of India's land and 33% of India's agriculture. If we don't protect this, you won't protect the nation.
The recent Lok Sabha elections, the whole narrative was about A, constitution is in danger, B, there should be a caste census. A caste census, do you think, is going to be advantageous to India?
See, right now, the only reason caste census was relevant was because there are reservations. Reservations are needed in this country for now because of thousands of years of injustice we have done to certain segment of population. Even today, that injustice has significantly come down but not gone. Still in the rural India, it is still rampant.
Let me ask you, when people say आज के डेट में कुंभ और ये सब जरूरी नहीं है, रोटी की ज्यादा जरूरत है, what would you say to them?
I don't know who said that. Whoever says that.
Akhilesh Yadav.
Oh. So people who have been in power, I'm saying, if you are in power for 5 years or 10 years or whatever, if still there is no roti for the people in this country, then you must think what you have done.
There has been a lot of Sanatan slander in recent times. There has been slander. Sanatan has been called all kinds of diseases. There is a slugfest that is currently going on, that this country, every masjid is being dug up to look for temples. The issue of Sambhal is in the eye of the storm. I want to ask you, do you think Sambhal is an important area? 10th Dasha-avatar of Vishnu is what is going to be represented in Sambhal. There is digging. What was said ages ago about 19 coup being there have been found out. Do you think this truth should be buried and remain buried forever?
Well, I don't believe in burying any truth. Truth, it doesn't matter how inconvenient it is for you or me, it must be exposed. Because if you're not willing to look at truth the way it is, you can't build your future in any reasonable way. You will be an accidental life, you will be an accidental nation. That's not what we want for Bharat. We want Bharat to stand on proper foundations. Truth must be looked at. What to do with the truth? Is it worth acting upon, or it is too far gone? What to do, we can decide later, but don't try to avoid truth.
What about the Places of Worship Act that is brought up every now and then?
I think that is not an act, that's a crime committed against the nation.
You believe it's a crime?
It is a crime, not that I believe it's a crime. When you tell me that I cannot go and find legal recourse for some problem that I have, then where is my democracy? Where is my rights as a citizen? When you say I can't have legal recourse, I may fail in the court, that's a different matter. But I can't go to the court. This is not a law, this is not an act, this is a crime against Indian democracy.
And those who talk about the constitution as the guiding principle and are the saviors…
every day what's happening in the local politics, I don't want to comment about all that. They just want to win elections, so they're doing whatever they can, all right? So I don't want to comment about it. They have every right to do whatever they want, say whatever they want. It's for the people to be judicious and decide who will do better for the country.
So when I ask you about the Places of Worship Act, do you think it's an act that should be actually completely removed rather than being amended?
See, you make a law which is against the fundamental rights of the citizens of this nation, and then you want to redecorate it? No, it must go.
What would you say to the statements that come up that the Kumbh Mela is being held at a land owned by the Waqf. That, the parliament is built on the land owned by the Waqf.
See, as I said, we are world's 17.6% population and we have world's 4% land. So there is competition for land, all right? This competition we must, between you and me, you want that real estate, I also want that real estate, we must fight it out commercially or legally. You can't make acts in the parliament in my favor or your favor, and I can take your land and you can take my land, then what is left? Only thing that left is a fight. Don't do that.
So what do you think about the Waqf law?
So one must understand, Kumbh Mela has been on for many millennia, nobody knows how long. It could be 8,000–10,000 years. I'm saying well before you imagined Islam, it was here. So definitely it can't be Waqf. And whatever these laws are, see, once you make discriminatory laws, you will set up a stage for civil war kind of situation. I'm saying a very strong word.
Today even issues are being raised that there should be evidence, to the number of people coming at the Kumbh. Are we taking up politics to… Akhilesh Yadav has asked, prove that so many people have come here.
I don't want to get into UP politics because I'm not as qualified as you. I don't know all the events and details that happen here. All I'm saying is, this has been happening for over 10,000 years. Now, it's better organized because the population has increased, the numbers are going into 400–500 million, all right? 400 million people in one place. If you don't create sufficient facility, organization, it'll be a disaster.
Let me also ask you, Sadhguru ji, about the geopolitical situation. We are seeing wars between Ukraine, Russia…
One stopped yesterday. There's a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza.
Israel and Gaza. But Ukraine and Russia still going on. We're seeing the situation in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh is not war, that's a different situation.
It's a coup, but look at, how Hindus have been at the receiving end in Bangladesh. We're seeing even, the entire narrative, the discourse getting coarser and coarser. How do you see this going forward?
Discourse getting coarser, definitely happening. Coarseness has become the in thing. See, things don't fix themselves. You learn to live with the problem, that's all. But those who are there, they live in terror on a daily basis. Over, from August 5th to August 20th, 2010 events have happened of violence, of temple burning, homes burning, rapes, killings, all this. How do we just sit here and just allow it to happen right under our noses? And a country that you liberated, they should have been grateful for what we did. They're changing the history. Just like that, they're rewriting the history right in our faces. No, I think this needs a more strategic approach. Action is needed. One way or the other, this problem has to be fixed. There are many ways. I've already suggested some ways, which is not for discussion. But…
When? With whom?
Doesn't matter.
You just had a trip to Delhi and you met very important
people. I came to meet you, but you were not there, so…
I was very much there. You didn't choose to meet me. You chose to meet the Home Minister, you chose to meet the Law Minister. What was going on behind this?
No, nothing. I met the Agriculture Minister, not the Law Minister, because we are trying to implement the soil policies in the south. So…
And with the Home Minister, the press release said it was some spiritual discussion. I want to know exactly how spiritual.
Civilizational aspects like Mahakumbh, Mahashivratri, like this.
I'm looking for liberation and greater knowledge. Right here and on the Ganga, you cannot refuse to
about Bangladesh, see, essentially, personally, I am not against any human being on the planet. Let everybody do whatever they want to do. I have no issue. Everybody need not be saying Har Har Mahadev to me. They can do whatever they want. But what you do, don't ever believe is absolute, and what somebody else does is wrong. This one thing you must take it away. But that's not taken away. That must be taken away. So is everybody who is belonging to a certain religion are like that? No.
I today have had the singular pleasure of having your attention in such a pious
I'm struggling,
place.
I'm struggling on the river trying to go somewhere because I'm anchored with you.
Anchored. Well, the boat is rowing, and if not literally, then figuratively. I've been trying to be the Navik of this boat, but on the Ganga, to be in conversation with you, to get the enlightenment. I wonder if I can call this Dvija. That will make me really young today, but it is a totally new experience. Namaskaram, and thank you very much for joining me on this very, very special episode. Thank you.